be okay if I come back anyway?
Yeah, I think I'm done anyway.
Okay, because I found a book that I'm going to borrow for a while. And then I was just going to read it. But if you think you're done.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
All right. So actually, I want to talk with you today about what it is that you added.
Okay.
And why. Or took out. Did you take out anything?
No. I took one word out.
Oh, okay.
But
which one?
I just took the.
Oh, so not
aspects.
a noun or a verb or anything.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you provides opportunity for dry runs and preparation for presenting lessons. So like rehearsals, you mean?
Right, yeah. So I was just thinking of Mac as trying to teach without really preparing as well as he could have.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd had him, been pushed him to do that more.
Yeah. So I'm asking only so that I, in my mind, can picture this. So he basically he took your lesson plan, which was a number of, I don't know, was it slides?
Yeah.
And smartboard projections,
yeah.
right? So he didn't look at them in advance. He just watched you teaching from them during one period, and then he copied you doing that during a different classroom period.
And sometimes that was between first and fifth period if it was geometry.
Right.
And other times it was between third and fourth period if it was pre-calculus.
And even between first and fifth, say like during lunch or prep, he wouldn't...
Yeah, he did once or twice, but I think most of the time he didn't. He would just watch me and then do it.
So what do you think was the problem with that? Because I think also...
Well, I think he just wasn't as familiar as he needed to be with what was on the slides.
Yeah.
He would be going through the lesson and get to a point where he'd see something and he'd have to think about it for a long time. And then it would kind of throw him off, and he might make a mistake or just stop, and it was a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
And,
they don't have intellectual ownership over it.
And then he might feel a little rattled from that.
Yeah. Was it different for lessons that he wrote the plans for himself?
Yeah.
It was more fluid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good. Because I think that's one of the key insights. It reminds me of our conversation in the group when we talked about lesson planning, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, they don't know how to plan." Yeah, I know they don't. They really don't. And a lot of it has to do with. I think you and I talked about this before. It's like if you take someone else's plan, you can try to deliver the content, but you have no idea what, what's the glue that keeps these pieces together, right? Because you don't have this intellectual work through of, and then this comes because of this thing, and then that happens.
You don't have future lessons in mind, and you don't have previous lessons in mind that you can connect to and draw on.
It's all like a vacuum, and you're not really sure what it means, right? Yeah, man, that's really something that jumped out to me again this year with all you all talking about that. So the questions that I have particularly, so there's a couple that I have that I'm going to ask everybody, but then I have one that's particularly for you and your practice. So one of them is, have you ever had any kind of formal training of any kind of sort to become a mentor teacher or a cooperating teacher?
No.
Not through here and not through the UW or any other institution? So Jill's never given you a book about mentoring this is how it works, or
no. It's the UW handbook, which I typically don't read.
Yeah.
I may have read it the first year, but that I don't.
No, you don't reread the whole thing every year.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how helpful it is, but okay, so you may have looked at it the first year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was one year when we met in the Commons.
Yeah.
And with our mentor teachers, before the school year started in August, it was the third week of August.
Yeah.
We had a day, and there was some...
Who facilitated that?
I don't know.
Someone from outside of Hale?
I think so, because it wasn't just Hale teachers.
Oh, I see.
I think it was either district-wide or maybe it was regional within the district.
But it maybe was a district person. It wasn't a UW person.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe it was a UW person.
Yeah.
Aaron Lynch introduced whoever it was.
Yeah, okay. Then it may have been a UW person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was like a 1 day thing.
It was just, and it was for 3 hours, or it was a morning, I think.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I guess there was some stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of training like there. Yeah.
There was some stuff. Okay, so you did get some things, but it wasn't anything that would be going past a 3-hour morning workshop or a handbook.
Yeah.
Okay, and in your recollection of having now mentored a number of people, has that made a difference, an impact in any way? Have you benefited from any of this, from either the handbook or this workshop thing in the morning?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say how.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I just assume that there were some bits of information that I picked up
that
from
you found
those
useful.
things. Yeah.
But it's not that it was this like, oh, that's what mentoring means. Okay, now I feel like I have this like equipment or thinking about it in a certain way. Okay. All right. And did you ever receive feedback about your mentoring work from anybody? Either a candidate or a coach or Jill or a colleague? Like, has anyone ever given you any kind of feedback? You know, like how we feedback the teacher candidates?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. There was one time I remember Jill saying something like, "Congratulations on preparing a teacher to get a job right away in Seattle." I mean, something complimentary.
Right, okay.
But it was, this is a comment.
It was a compliment, like, well done you, but not like, hey Dave, you really do this well and you maybe want to work on that or something.
No,
like that.
It wasn't specific feedback like that.
Okay.
There was a UW. What are they called? Supervisor.
Yeah. The coaches.
A few teachers ago, who had things to say about wanting to see team teaching or certain things, and she was asking that of both me and my student teacher.
Yeah.
When she, during the times that she comes to watch and evaluate.
Yeah.
So there were some times when I've been asked to do certain things.
Okay.
Which I guess is a way of saying that you're not doing what we want you to do, or you're not. Well, I don't know.
Well, it's a certain feedback, certainly. Yeah. What would that, like, what do you think about that if someone came in and not evaluate you? I'm not going down the road of evaluation because I think that's horrible and wrong. Mm-hmm. But if someone came in, like me, and would give you feedback on very particular things, like we would tease out all these things that a mentor does, and then I would give you feedback on that, how would that make you feel?
Well, it's kind of like getting an evaluation just as a teacher.
Yeah.
Like having Jill come in and observe and give me feedback on the lesson I just taught. It's maybe at times it can feel a little bit prickly, but overall I value it and I would welcome it. It just sometimes it's uncomfortable to have somebody observing you in the room if things aren't going well or.
Well, but that's why I'm emphasizing it wouldn't be an evaluation. It would be like a coach.
Sure. Right? Well, and I don't mean to. So, like, when I'm talking about Jill, I think of her as a coach. I don't think of her as. She's not in there trying to find all these faults. She's trying to help me become better.
That's excellent. Okay.
And that's how I feel about her. I don't know if everybody does, but. That's how I feel about her, and I really value the feedback that she gives me, even though it's not always positive.
So when
I'm talking about, it would be the same kind of thing.
Okay, so that's actually something in positive terms.
Yeah.
Because I know when people say evaluation, I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Because that's usually a very negative term. So I'm glad we clarified that. Okay, so you think you would actually find that useful if someone came in and helped you?
Sure.
In areas where you could help support and also tell you like all these things you're doing well, continue that, right?
Right.
Okay, that's good to know too. another question I have